This video is to give you a quick recap and review for naming binary ionic compounds. So remember, when you look at a formula, if the formula has a metal and a nonmetal in it, that means it is ionic. If there's only two compounds, this is how you would name it. So we'll go through a few examples. All right, so for naming ionic compounds, you will want your periodic table of ions, which is the third page in your yellow packet. And so this is where you will find the names. You will use one word for the positive ion and one word for the negative ion. So if you look at the first example, AlBr, aluminum, or Al is just aluminum on here. Br is bromide, so the first one would just be aluminum bromide. You just name the cation and then name the anion. The second one, Ca is calcium, I is iodide, so it'd be calcium iodide. The third one, K2S, K is phosphorus, S is sulfide, so that third one would be potassium sulfide. With the next two examples, those are a little different. Copper and iron are transition metals, so those metals can have more than one charge. So remember, these are the elements or the compounds that need a Roman numeral in the name. So you kind of have to work backwards to figure out what the charge of the positive ion would be. So in this first formula, you have one copper atom and you have two chloride atoms. So we know, if you look on here, chloride is always -1. So each chloride is -1, which means that your total negative charge would be -2. You only have one copper, and that one copper has to add up to +2 to make the charges equal and opposite. So this, the charge of the positive ion, is the number that would go into the name as a Roman numeral. So the fourth one would be, copper 2 chloride, because copper has a +2 charge. All right, if we look at the last one, we have one iron atom and 3 chloride atoms. Again, we have to figure out what the charge of iron would be. So chloride is always -1. And if we have 3 of them, that adds up to, -3, which means our iron would have to be +3. So again, this is the Roman numeral that would go in the middle of the name. So the last one would be iron 3 chloride.